When all of us discuss about defense and national security, which a common man may not be knowing, that fourth force is the 41 Indian ordnance factories. It is these 41 ordnance factories which produces all types of arms, ammunition, weapon, tank, troop comfort items, guns, and whatever required for the armed forces.
Hi friends, today we have Comrade Sri Kumar, General Secretary of All India Defence Employees Federation. All India Defence Employees Federation is on a struggle path against the policies of the government. The Defence Ordnance Defence Factory ODF is going to be corporatized and the inauguration function is fixed on 15th of October this year. The employees are fighting against this government policy of corporatization of the ministerial department. There are 41 ordnance factories throughout the country. There are 9 training institutes, 5 regional controller of safeties, 3 regional marketing centers. All these things are going to be corporatized and handed over to the private companies in the due course. The employees are fighting against these policies, and Comrade Sri Kumar is a vanguard in fighting against this government policies. So we have with us Comrade Sri Kumar. Comrade Sri Kumar, we welcome you on behalf of Voice for Public Sector.
Namaste. Thank you.
I heard that you are fighting against the government policies, especially on 15th of October, when the government want to dedicate the 7 corporatization boards to the public. You have decided to go on agitation programs. Of course, you are also prohibited on going on strike and other things due to EDSA, Essential Defence Service Act. How do you propose to go ahead with your agitation programs?
At the outset, through this YouTube channel, I would like to place before the people of this country, when all of us discuss about defense and national security, we immediately think about Army, Navy and Air Force, the 3 forces which are the strength of the defense of our country. But there is a 4th force of the defense of our country which a common man may not be knowing. That 4th force is the 41 Indian ordnance factories. It is these 41 ordnance factories which produces all types of arms, ammunition, weapon, tank, troop comfort items, guns, and whatever required for the armed forces for defending our country. And these Indian ordnance factories are 220 years old. The first ordnance factory was established in Kolkata, a place called Kasipur, and the factory's name is Gun and Shell Factory. Even today that factory is there serving the nation. And when the Britishers left our country in 1947, there were only 17 ordnance factories. But after independence, the country felt the need of self-reliance in defense, indigenization in defense manufacturing. And that is why great national leaders like the first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, and then Indira Gandhi, the defense ministers V.K. Krishna Menon, Y.B. Chavan, Babu Jagjeevan Ram, all these great leaders contributed a lot. And because of that, today, from 17 we have come to 41 ordnance factories. And all modern technology, latest technology, state-of-the-art machineries, everything is available in these factories. And these factories are having 65,000 acre land in posh areas like Avadi, which is a suburban of Chennai, Jabalpur, Kanpur, Dehradun, Ambernath near Mumbai, Pune, and so on. And the total assets of these factories is 2 lakhs crore. The private industries, the private corporates, for quite some time, they want to grab the defense manufacturing orders, and they have succeeded by forcing the government to announce out of the 650 products what we are manufacturing in the ordnance factories, 275 products have been declared as non-core, and in the name of non-core, these 275 items are already handed over to private sector, and there started the weakening of the ordnance factories. Followed by this, in the name of COVID-19 package relief, the government on the 16th of June 2020, when the whole country was in crisis, when the entire country was on lockdown, Nirmala Sitharaman, the finance minister, came before the TV and announced that the government as a COVID-19 relief package have decided to convert the ordnance factories into corporation and then listing it in the share market. This is an arbitrary decision because in the past 5 defense ministers, starting from George Fernandez, Pranab Mukherjee, Jaswant Singh, A.K. Antony and even Manohar Parrikar, they have all given written assurance that ordnance factories cannot be converted into a corporation because these factories are of national importance and these factories have to maintain spare capacity, idle capacity, so that in any eventuality like a Kargil crisis, immediately the production can be doubled up, and that no private company and public sector will be able to maintain, only a government industry can able to maintain. But in violation of all these, arbitrarily they have taken a decision, and immediately we have given a strike notice, and the Chief Labour Commissioner intervened, negotiations took place, and we deferred the strike and they deferred the corporatization. When the conciliation itself was pending, the government has taken this decision to corporatize. Immediately, we again 16th June 2020, the cabinet took a decision that these 41 ordnance factories will be splintered into 7 non-viable corporations, so that selling will be easy. If it remains as one single corporation with a 2 lakh crore worth of asset and 65,000 acre land, selling to private sector will be difficult. But if it is splintered into 7 pieces, then selling will be easy. So with this agenda, on the 16th of June this year, the cabinet took a decision to corporatize. Immediately we again gave a strike notice, and to curb our democratic right, they promulgated the Essential Defence Services Ordinance, and subsequently it was passed in the parliament also without any discussion. And all draconian provisions are there in that, like if you go for a strike, 1 year jail, 10,000 rupees fine. If you instigate the strike, then 2 years jail, 15,000 rupees penalty. If you give 10 rupees donation to the strikers, you also will go for 1 year jail. And the worst part is, we the central government employees have got a protection under Article 311 of the Indian Constitution. Without giving an opportunity to us, we cannot be terminated from the service. That is a protection given for the government employee. But now that provision of the Constitution also is suspended, and if the management thinks that I have instigated the strike or I have participated in the strike, without even a notice, I can be straight away dismissed. And the police have been given full power without even a warrant. They can simply arrest me and put in the jail. This draconian law has been passed, and today, shamelessly, when the organization is 220 years old, and out of these 41 ordnance factories, 220 years old factory is also there, 200 years old factory is there, 150 years old factory is there, 120 years old factory is there, 40 years old factory also is there. But after breaking this organization into 7 pieces, now shamelessly the government is announcing that on the 15th they are going to dedicate these 7 new defense companies to the nation. As if these are all new defense companies which crores of rupees government have invested and started, as if lakhs of young unemployed youths are going to get job. Such type of a drama they are creating on the 15th of October, and we the trade unions, the federations of the defense civilian employees, we have taken a decision that we are not going to participate in this function. We and our family members are going to boycott this function. But continuous agitation is going on different types. On October 1st, when officially the corporation has come into existence, we observed Black Day by holding black flag demonstration. We boycotted our lunch on that day, and continuous agitation is going on, and we have challenged both the decision of the government, the Essential Defence Service Act in the Delhi High Court, the corporatization decision in the Madras High Court. Both the petitions have been admitted and a notice have been served on the government, and this is how we are proceeding, comrade.
Okay, you said that you have the latest technologies and your 41 ordnance factories are well equipped. But there is on most of the medias, maybe medias are corporate owned medias nowadays. But even that medias are also writing that many medias are writing that there's the combat gears or the personal clothing that we are supplying from our factories are the worst in the world. Number one. Number two, even the rifle, INSAS rifle, a copy of AK-47 rifle, when it is fired, the oil is being splattered in the eyes of the soldiers. These are the complaints that are being lodged or that are continuously being raised by the media. What is your answer for that?
Comrade, this is a planned conspiracy. This is a planned conspiracy by the private corporates and also vested interested officers in the Indian Army. Majority of them are retired army officers, and they are all in the payroll of various private corporates. Somebody is a vice president of some private defense industry, somebody is a consultant in the private defense industry, and it is these people who create such a situation through the corporate media that the ordnance factories products are worse. And whenever some accident takes place, maybe because of the ammunition or because of the gun, immediately it will be flared up that ordnance factories products are poor, ordnance factories quality is bad, and that is why this accident has taken place. But subsequently, when an inquiry is conducted at the level of Army, the Director General of Quality Assurance, all these people, the high level committee conducts an inquiry. 90% of the inquiry reports have revealed the fault is not that of the ordnance factories. One incident I can quote here, some few years before, there was a major accident in one of the largest ammunition depot in our country, that is ammunition depot Pulgaon near Wardha in Maharashtra. A large number of ammunitions are being stored in these depots. While handling these ammunitions in that depot, a major accident took place and more than 15-16 people died. Permanent employees and contract employees died. Immediately, the allegation was against the ordnance factory that these products are supplied by the ordnance factories. Even while handling it, the accident has taken place. What will happen if it is used in a gun? This was the allegation. But subsequently, when the inquiry was conducted, it was revealed all these ammunitions were damaged because it was not stored in a proper condition. There are storage manuals under which temperature, under which condition the ammunitions have to be stored. So those conditions were violated, and ultimately the chemicals which were inside this ammunition started reacting, and that is why the accident has taken place. This is one example I can tell you. One more example, in one of the accident which has taken place in Pokhran, the gun busted, the barrel of the gun busted. Again, it was alleged that ordnance factories products are bad, that is why the explosion has taken place. But after the inquiry, it was revealed the ammunition which was put inside that gun was not properly put. That means the soldiers were not properly trained to use this ammunition. Simply by putting an ammunition inside the gun is not the system. There are safety precautions. There are user manual. And for this, our employees goes to the units, to the border and train the soldiers. Then only they know how to handle this. So this is a planned conspiracy. And I would like to record here 3 statements. One statement was made by nobody other than the supreme commander of our country, that is the late K.R. Narayanan. When he was the President of India, the Kargil crisis, We won that war. We were able to drive out the terrorist from our country who intruded. And in the joint session of the parliament, when Atal Bihari Vajpayee was the prime minister, George Fernandez was the defense minister, while the president as the supreme commander, while addressing both the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, in his speech he has made a specific reference about the performance of ordnance factories. He has told it is because of the products manufactured by the ordnance factories, it is because they have doubled up the production during this crisis period, the country was able to win that Kargil war. This is it available in the archives of the parliament. Then the then general VP Malik was the chief of the army. He also made a statement telling that in a crisis, when during the Kargil crisis, we were in requirement of huge number of ammunitions, and the country has gone and placed order to in abroad to various private industries, but none of them have supplied in time. It was the ordnance factories which has come to our rescue, and that is why our soldiers were able to fight and win the war in the Kargil. So these are all the statements made by the people who are in the helm of the affairs. But unfortunately, like any other public sector or any other government sector, the corporate media, the crony capitalist media, and of course the vested interested private corporates, they have made it as an agenda by bringing all types of false allegations and damage the image of an organization which is one of the prestigious national asset of this country. And wherever possible, with all our limited resources, we have countered these arguments, and these people were subsequently not able to give a reply for us.